It's your boy, the MFG, and welcome to the first webinar in the series. And let's get one thing straight out the gate. The manufacturing talent crisis is not what you think it is. Everyone's crying about nobody wants to work. That's BS, man. That's not it. The real problem is you're fishing, you're hunting, you're sourcing your talent in the same exact tired places that everybody's looking. And then you wonder why people treat you like a stepping stone. I'm Drew Crow. I spent the last 20 years in the trenches, on the shop floor, in the office, building teams that people fight to join. And here's what nobody's telling you. While you're begging for workers, smart manufacturers are turning themselves into talent magnets. They're not playing no more. They're not offering better benefits. They're playing a completely different game. They're not paying more. They're not doing any weird gimmicks or tricks or anything like that. They're not offering crazy better benefits that hurt their bottom line. They're playing a completely different game. And in the next 45 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how they're doing it. So buckle up. Within this webinar, you're going to see some polls pop up, the chat box. We want to get that cracking. But we really need your participation if this is going to work. You know what I'm saying? This is a both of us do type of thing. This isn't something where you sit back and you just listen and you're not participating. It's going to be engaging. It's going to be interactive. And we want to get you real results by the end of this webinar. Thank you for signing up. Thank you for spending time with me. It's the MFG, man. Let's get into it. So the first poll: how bad is your turnover situation? 5 to 10% annually, that's pretty manageable. 10 to 20% annually, that's pretty painful. 20 to 30%, this is what we're seeing almost industry-wide, unfortunately. That's crisis mode. Thank you for being here. Or 30% plus, or I've stopped counting, and you need some help. So go ahead and take some time. Hit up that poll. Let's be honest. Your honesty and your transparency is what's going to get you the best results always when you're working with me. All right, some early poll results coming in here. And I am reading off of 2 laptops today. I'm trying to, do my thing. Typically, when I do my webinars and my cohorts, I got a team working with me. Right now, man, I wanted to get this out to the people, so I got my whole team. So I'm trying to run everything myself. I'm kind of, going off of my freestyle and my script, trying to run the polls, trying to do everything at the same time. So please bear with me. These going to get better as they come. But I'm seeing a lot of you in that 20 to 30% range. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for keeping it transparent with us. Every time someone walks out of your door, I want to make this really clear to you. The numbers are showing that it's costing you about 100 to 200% of whatever that annual salary is that you're currently paying. And when you factor in things like the lost productivity, training costs, recruitment, and the ripple effect that happens on your team, and definitely the team that they might have been directly a part of or directly impacting. If you're losing 10 people a year at 50,000 each, according to that math, that's about 75 or 750,000 to $1 million. Let's run that back. Okay. If you're losing 10 people a year, that's 50K, at about 50K each, That's 750 to $1 million that you're losing in talent tax every single year. Not just losing, you're paying that talent tax. So you're looking at $1 million off of whatever, P&L statement that you got, paying that talent tax. Most of you are hemorrhaging darn near $1 million and treating it like it's just the cost of doing business. You know what I'm saying? Where else can that $1 million go? Hit up the chat. but it's not the cost of business. And we're going to fix it today. So here's the thing that's really going to, burn a fire up under y'all, hopefully piss some of y'all off, if I'm being quite frank. But the talent problem, honestly, is not a talent problem. It's a you problem. Let's be for real. I know you want to blame the screenagers, Gen Z. I know you want to get mad at everybody but yourself. You want to blame the economy. You want to blame, your competition down the street offering $2 more an hour. We want to blame Amazon all the time. We want to talk about how McDonald's has signs out of their windows. Amazon has signs in their windows talking about how much they pay, and it's way higher than what you can start off at, and way more competitive. But let me ask you something. Why are manufacturing companies in your same market, same industry, same labor pool, why are they turning around applications and turning people down and shutting their doors because the line's so long when you yourself can't get a single qualified person, not one decent resume? Here's what they figured out. Maybe they've worked with me before, but a lot of them have figured out this on their own. And there's 6 systems. There's 6 systems that separate talent magnets from talent graveyards, which you might be a part of. And most of you are running maybe one of them, maybe 2 of them if you stumbled upon them, if you're lucky. You know what I'm saying? And you're getting some little trickle results here and there, nothing significant. But today we're going to break down all 6 of those. We're going to give you the tools for all 6 of those and get it cracking for you, give you actionable steps and guides, so you can have all 6 of them. But let me break them down. Let me show you what I mean, okay? Our MFG Renaissance framework is these 6 steps boiled down, put titles on them. Some people didn't even know that they were doing these things, right? So we had to put a name on them and just really show you the aspect of what's going on. And if you don't know, I spent the last 5 years specifically touring the country, as you see, going around talking to job seekers, seeing what they want from a job, what will make them stay, talking to the highest performers in your plants, seeing what has made them stay, what would make them leave, talking to C-suite, going to Fortune 500 companies, running conferences, running these webinars that you're going to get in person, doing cohorts, 2 cohorts for a year per year. We're up to our 5th cohort. We're going to start 5th and 6th this year with industry leaders, technical colleges, you name it. I've done it. I recorded these things. We've tested these things. And this is the framework that we've got. So number 1, we've got hidden talent unlocked. This is where you got to find workers that everybody else is ignoring. There's a gold mine of workers that people are not consistently tapping into, but you can, and you're going to start to after this webinar. There's a Gen Z code. So this is actually understanding what those screenagers want, right? So we're going to decipher what they want. We're going to decipher their moves, their actions, how to get them, how to keep them, okay? Number 3, the culture that keeps, right? So we want to build retention into your DNA. We don't want to, try to work backwards. Retention's a start while you're doing the recruiting. Retention has to be an ongoing thing inside of your building right now, and that's going to help you build that culture. And in that culture, it's going to be a sticky culture. It's going to be where people want to stay, okay? And not only want to stay, but they're going to recruit other people that are high performers to come in and work as well. That's what they want to have alongside of them. Okay, so they're going to be some of the best brand ambassadors that you have. Number 4, the inclusive excellence. We're talking that big bad D word that nobody wants to talk about nowadays, but it impacts your bottom line like no other, and it impacts productivity like no other. Diversity that actually drives results, not just diversity just to say that we're hitting targets, not just diversity to bring people in. I'm talking about how to really get diversity that's going to drive that bottom line and open up those margins for you and keep people knocking at your door. That's the most important thing, right? Number 5, funded learning. Using federal money to train without breaking the bank. There's tons of dollars out here out here, for you to, jumpstart, kickstart all of these initiatives, and even more beyond that. And, there's probably some things that you're doing right now already that qualify for this federal and state funding, and some of these grants and private funding as well, that you're not tapping into right now. And, you should be getting paid for the work that you're putting in. And then number 6, man, we're talking about AI, man, not Allen Iverson, but we're talking about this augmented intelligence and using that to really magnetize your workforce in your system. So tech that makes recruitment unfair, but in your favor. Okay, so we're going to unlock all of these secrets, but these aren't theories. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, these aren't consultant BS frameworks that look pretty on a PowerPoint. This isn't something that, it's not snake oil. You know what I'm saying? This is tried, tested, and true. These are the exact systems that I've used to help manufacturers go from 90-day revolving door to wait lists to get hired. Not only manufacturers, but technical colleges, right? And, so a secret to you, I've also built the system that the job seekers are using to find companies that have all 6 of these things going. So this is what they're looking for right now, as they're building their skills in all of my training centers and all of my training systems that technical colleges are using in our cohorts that we're building out with workforce training centers and technical colleges and city leaders. When they're going to attract talent, when they're building out the talent, when they're training the talent that's going to be in your workforce, these are the things that they are using as targets and standards for the careers that these people should be looking for, on the backside of that training. So I want you to have these. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need all 6 of these going at the same time. It would be nice to have, you know what I'm saying? But just nail 2 to 3 of these, right? Start small, and it'll cut your turnover within 90 days, okay? So let me break down each one. And I want you to honestly ask yourself, are we doing this? Do we just say that we're doing this? Is this just a statement? Is this something that we use as a recruiting tool, but we're not actually doing these things in practice? We got to be honest with ourselves. We got to keep it a whole buck with ourselves, keep it 100. Or are you just crossing your fingers and hoping this stuff works out? I don't know where you're at, but you do, right? And more importantly, your people on the front lines and the shop floor, they do. They can feel it even if they can't express this to you, which is also a problem because that means your culture doesn't have a good two-way communication. People don't feel like they're able to express these things without job security. So that's something else we got to work on, but it ain't today. It's another webinar. Okay, let's break down this first system. Let me hit my water. IY in the red cups, high quality H2O. If you're drinking, hit them with that whistle. We're about to get it cracking. Hopefully you printed out the workbook and you can work along. If you did, that's going to accelerate all of these things. If you did not, on one of these breaks, run back, download that, catch up, or afterwards, check out the replay of this and catch up with all of us. But our first system number 1 is hidden talent unlocked. Where are these people that everybody else isn't looking, right? Or they're just completely excluding them and not even knowing. A lot of that happens, right? We've got these blind spots and blind biases that are keeping a great amount of these pockets of workers that are looking for your job out, right? So hidden talent, first system. Everyone is fishing in the same pond, and you know it. You know this to be true. The same job boards, Indeed, industry associations, everybody's catching the same fish, right? They're expensive because everybody's shooting offers at the same people. They're picky because they can be, you know what I'm saying? They have all of these different opportunities and options, and a lot of times they're gone in 18 months because they came in your doors knowing that they had 3 other opportunities. So it's a trial run for them. And they're like, if this doesn't work out, they already know the next 2 that they're going to go to. They're going to hit those other people up and, make those same demands. Meanwhile, there's a whole nother couple of ponds, right up the road. And I do love to fish if you follow me on any of my Instas or my, socials. But there's another pool right up yonder that's beautiful, and that's full of hungry, loyal, trainable talent that nobody's fishing over there or nobody's throwing the right bait over there, right? I'm talking about this is populated with justice impacted individuals, 68 million Americans with records who don't even get a call back. They don't even get a second look, and they've got the skills. Military spouses, right? That's 630,000 underemployed, transient. They're moving every 2 to 3 years, and they really want some, flexible work, and we can offer them that, right? Veterans, 200,000 transitioning annually, looking for mission and structure. And there's some really dope manufacturing veteran leaning organizations that are specifically finding the veterans with transferable skills from, they learned in their time in service that go directly with positions in your manufacturing plants. If you're part of the military or the maritime industrial bases talent pipeline program, TPP, these people would be perfect. They already know most of the defense stuff that you're working on because they use it every day or around it all the time, and they can make that stuff. Career changers, tech industry getting laid off at record pace, right? Burned out white collar workers who really wanted to get their hands dirty, wanted to put their hands on things. They wanted to be creative. They wanted to make things, but society and 4-year degrees and maybe their parents pushed them into a cubicle. And now they're like, 5, 10, 12 years of this. I'm through. They're like, I can't see 20 more. They come with a lot of great transferable skills as well. And then this one's a gem that a lot of people don't look at. But, some of the work that I've been doing has been working directly with this population of people. But our aging out foster youth, think about that. There's 20,000 people per year with zero safety net. And they're literally, put their life on the line for a company that'll give them a shot of stability with something that they probably never experienced up until this point. And I want to make this clear. These are not charity hires. This isn't charity work that you're doing, right? These are your most loyal employees that need a little bit of investment, and the return on it is going to be beyond what you can measure, right? You just have to know how to find and integrate them. And, like I said, get the right bait, feed them the right things, and they'll grow. You know what I'm saying? Quick question. I want to warm up that chat a little bit. I see y'all typing as I am talking. I love the ideas that are sparking from you all. But this is a quick question for you. Yes or no question. Not too keyboard heavy. How many of you have a formal process, an actual formal process for recruiting from non-traditional talent pools? Okay, or have you thought about creating one up until this point? Hit up the chat. And if you did not download the workbook, this is the time to go get it. All right, we see some answers flooding in. Exactly. So most of y'all are saying no. That's money on the table. That's productivity on the table, right? In module 1 of the full series, I'll show the exact partnerships. I'll show you the exact messaging, and I'll give you the onboarding systems to tap into these pools in a real way. But here's a quick win that you can action on Monday morning. I say do it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, get started now. But if you're going to let it cook, if you're going to let it simmer, don't let it simmer past Monday. The pot going to be bad, right? So Monday morning action, I want you to call your local American Job Center, AJC, and ask about a couple of things. First thing, ask about the Work Opportunity Tax Credit candidates. The next thing that I want you to do is I want you to ask about registered apprenticeship programs that you can sponsor in your area. Okay. And then finally, and these are just a tip of the iceberg, right? We got a full series of webinar on each one of these 6 things that we're going to talk about. That'll break them down even more for you. We'll talk more about that at the end of this. But the third one is I want you to talk to them about any veteran employment programs. Okay. So your Monday morning quick start action is hit up that local AJC, American Job Center. Talk to them about work opportunity tax credit candidates, WOTC. Okay. Talk to them about the registered apprenticeship sponsors in your area and the opportunities to become one. And then talk to them about veteran employment programs and opportunities. These are free resources that will send you qualified, incentivized candidates from that pond up the road, up yonder, right? So right now, you can even just Google American Job Centers in whatever city you from. Shout out your city in the chat if you feel like it. Rep your city, STL, even though I'm not here as much as I like to be. I'm here today, baby. So boom, that's system one. Let's get to the next one. This is the screenager code, right? This is the Gen Z screenager code. We about to crack this thing. System two, cracking the screenager code. Hit my water again. So let me guess. If you bold, be honest in the chat. If you're not, we're not judging. Because everybody been here. But you've either heard or you said screenagers are lazy, or Gen Z, excuse me, is lazy. They're entitled. They can't take feedback. They need constant praise. They want to be the CEO in 3 months, 6 months, maybe. And honestly, most of that is true. All of it's true. Okay, don't tell them that I said this. But a lot of that is really true about screenagers, right? But I always felt like if you know, I played sports, and if we know the opponent that we're up against and we have a scouting book, then we can game plan against that, right? So it's all completely fixable. And if you understand what's driving their behavior, you can make the remedy for that or create the environment that, you know, makes that behavior productive, right? So here's what nobody's telling you. The screenagers are not rejecting work, okay? They're rejecting your BS, dog. They're rejecting all that cap that you're giving out of your mouth, right? They can smell your inauthenticity. They can smell your inauthenticity right away, like immediately. They've got the BS radars that we've always had, but they've got the power. Like, they're speaking on it. They've got the authority. You know, they've given themselves the authority to talk up about it, right? So they don't want ping pong tables. They don't want pizza parties. They don't want that, you know, crap culture that y'all have been creating, or we together. Let me take some accountability that we've been creating as an industry over these years, right? They want things like clear career pathways, not work hard, keep your head down, don't talk, and maybe you'll move up. They're not looking for that. They do want a lot of feedback, and they want it in real time, not annual reviews. Don't wait that long. You can't wait that long. You're killing yourself. They want purpose, not just come in, punch the clock, do your job every day. And they also, we call them the screenagers because they have always been into screens and technology. It's a part of their everyday living. And so they want technology that doesn't suck, right? They know what's out there. They know the capabilities of what's out there. And they know how to integrate that with a job, but we're not asking them, right? If your training is a 3-ring binder, you're still sending work orders and travelers around your shop that's paper, and you're, you know, dimensioning things and doing quality checks on paper, and my job depends on me interpreting what this guy wrote, and his shift is over, and he's got sloppy handwriting, and we work in manufacturing. You know what I'm saying? Like 100,000, 10,000, you know, it could throw something off, right? Completely, to where we scrap this, or this isn't functional anymore, or it's not fixable, or even if it is, it's costing us money on rework. So, you know, like, those things shouldn't still be in the shop. And here's the kicker. When you actually give them the technology that they ask for or that's out there, not only are they going to integrate it in ways that you couldn't even think of, not only are they probably going to become the SME for the full company, but they outperform every other generation on metrics that actually matter to your bottom line. Look it up. Poll time. What's your biggest Gen Z challenge? What's your biggest hurdle with the screenagers right now? Is it the first one, they quit after 6 months? Or is it they can't take constructive criticism? Or is it that they can't take constructive criticism? Are they always on their phones? Do they not respect your authority, or your, people's experience in the shop, the OGs, the vets? Or, let's be honest, have you not hired any yet? Are there none in your shop currently? There's a lot of shops like that. Take some time, hit that up for your boy, and let's see what we got. Okay, I'm seeing quit after 6 months is the big one I'm seeing. And I'll tackle that real quick. Let me tell you why that's happening. It's boomers managing like boomers. Period. You know what I'm saying? Annual reviews, pay your dues, probably some hazing in there if we're gonna be 100. I went through this, so you gotta do this. Top down command basically. And screenagers were raised on Netflix, on YouTube, on video games. They're used to instant feedback loops and clear progression systems. When you treat them like it's 1985, they ghost you, period. They're out of there. They're not staying too long. Like a lot of generations up until the screenagers, they would paint it out for a while. You know what I'm saying? Grin and bear it. You know what I'm saying? This generation doesn't have that type of patience. So they're not going to put up with it. They're going to find something else, or they're going to do ride sharing. They're going to, Uber, Eats, Lyft, DoorDash, and they're going to get it like that. But when you actually speak their language, you actually, hear their language as well and receive it, they're your most innovative, tech savvy, problem solving employees. And on top of that, they've got the most amount of time innately built in that they can work for you, right? They've got the longest runway of workable hours, period. Bottom line. So here's your quick win. Number 2, this is your Monday morning action, or if you're a real action taker, go get her. You're going to do it tomorrow. But we want to implement 15-minute check-ins with all of your employees, but specifically the screenagers, okay? And these are weekly one-on-ones with these employees. Every single week, you're just going to give 15 minutes of your time. You're going to ask them 3 important questions, okay? Or some form of these. What's working? What's not working? And what do you need, okay? You're going to give them immediate, specific feedback, okay? So if there's things that they say is not working, you're going to acknowledge all of those things. Anything that you can change right away, you're going to look into changing it, and they're going to let them know, hey, we're looking at changing these things, and be completely transparent. And your next check-in, let them know the progress of those changes that you're making, okay? And then show them the next skill or level that they need to unlock. Gamify their career, okay? So you want to get on this new machine. You want, more pay, different job title. These are 3 skills I need you to get. Here's the resources to get them. Here's the time for you to be able to get them. Here's 2 critical things I need you to do. And then you all lock that next level, right? And the cool thing about what I just gave you is none of that costs you anything, right? Free 99. You hear me? Just like this webinar right now. And the impact that you're going to have is massive. You're going to get people that feel engaged. You're going to get people that feel like they are part of the culture. You're going to get people that feel like they're part of making the changes they need to see. Those changes are going to start being made. You're going to get the results of all of that. I could talk about this module all day, because it doesn't just relate to Gen Z and the screenagers. but everybody in your shop, right? But module 2 gives you the complete playbook, how you're going to recruit and, more importantly, retain those screenagers, onboard them, manage them, and turn them into your complete competitive advantage, right? But that quick win right there that I just gave you for free 99, that'll cut your screenager turnover by 40% in 30 days, guaranteed. Try me, okay? Let's move on to number 3, system 3. I'm gonna try to get y'all out of here in under an hour. Probably can't, because even though I'm supposed to keep this stuff short and then expand each one of these systems in their own webinars, I'm gonna give you the sauce, man. This is what I do. If you've been to my shows on the road, if you've been to any of my conferences, workshops, anything like that, I'm gonna give you more than I'm supposed to give you, and just give you the tools, because we gotta close the skills gap, and it's gonna take all of us. And I'm rambling again. So number 3, okay, building that culture that keeps. All right. Just to be honest, most of y'all have toxic cultures and you won't acknowledge it, you won't take accountability for it, or you just, failing to recognize it, right? And you don't even know. And I'm not talking about like the obvious stuff that a lot of y'all still deal with on a regular basis, because it is manufacturing, machining, and we mad archaic. But things like harassment, discrimination, safety violations, all that stuff is the obvious stuff. But I'm talking about some of the less obvious stuff, things like, subtle stuff that make good people leave your shop, right? So things like favoritism, that good old boys club, where you only promote people that you're related to, friends, not the top performers, basically. Um, Zero psychological safety. We talked about that earlier when we talked about the communication skills and all those different things that you're going to need. If people are scared to speak up, if they're scared to, my dog is sleeping. If they're scared to speak up, if they're scared to share ideas or admit mistakes, they're going to go to somewhere that they can't. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to get out of there quick, or they're just going to keep on not talking about these things, going to build resentment, and you're going to see that in their productivity, in their attendance, in the way that they work, right? No recognition. Come on, man, that's an easy one. Like, the only time that you talk to or about people is when they're messing up or in that annual review. And in that annual review, it's more, things that they can work on than what they've done well this year, because you've forgotten those things. And you hadn't recorded them or talked about them at all, talked to them at all, so have they, right? And then finally, stagnation. You've been at this shop for 5 years. I'm working with 3 people right now, helping them find a position. They've been at these shops. The lowest senior one is 3.5 years, and it's the same pay, same duties for 5+ years. New machines do come in, new opportunities come in. They get passed up because of that favoritism, and you can't ping pong party, pizza party. You can't. None of that's gonna save it. Like, you can't pizza party your way out of these horrible pitfalls, right? You need real, actual systems. And here's the part that's actually gonna blow your mind, okay? The companies with the lowest turnover don't pay the most. That's not how they're doing it, right? They've got the strongest peer culture. Culture is what keeps people, not pay. Shocking, right? People don't leave bad companies. They don't leave bad jobs. They leave bad managers and bad teams. Understand that, okay? People leave bad managers and bad teams, all right? So in the chat, I want y'all to hit up the chat. What's one thing that your culture does really, really well? Let's talk about some positive stuff. Brag on yourself for a second, all right? Take a second, hit up that. I'm going to see what y'all got. right, I'm seeing some good stuff. I'm seeing culture, team bonding, safety, promoting from within is coming in. Love to see it. Now, here's the hard question. Where's my energy drink? Okay, forget that. Here's the real hard question. Do your exit interviews match what you're putting in the chat right now? Is there an actual alignment between what you're saying, what you all are saying, and what the people in your company that are a part of this culture and living in every day are saying, right? Does it match what you just told me? Or are people saying completely different things on the way out? Because most of y'all have a huge perception gap, right? You've got these banners that are hanging up. You've got these sayings, frame quotes on the wall. You've got this company jargon that people have to say. And that's built this like weird perception gap in a lot of your shops where the C-suite and the people that are not on the shop floor every day, even some of that management that is, thinks your culture is great, or you want to hear that the culture is great. So the management who knows things aren't as great as it should be are telling you and sugarcoating what's really happening on your shop floor. And your people actually know the truth and they know the difference. So here's a quick one. We're about to give you something to remedy this, but we want to do not exit interviews, but stay interviews. You should be conducting stay interviews. If you have not been conducting exit interviews, you should have been doing that. But we want to hop on these stay interviews, and you can start this Monday morning for my real MFG fam, my action takers. Get this kick started tomorrow. Find the capacity, find the people that can do these things, but you want to do these stay interviews immediately, right? Don't wait for exit interviews. That's too late to get this information. We want to grab your highest performers, whatever that looks like, and ask them a couple of things. I'm going to give you 3 of them that you can ask them and get some really good results. Just like we were doing those check-ins with the screenagers. What makes you stay? Okay? Find out what that is. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be pay. Okay? Second question, what would make you leave? Here it might be pay, right? So really listen to what they're saying and then ask them what is one thing that we can change, right? And the things that you'll hear won't necessarily just be from them. They'll give you systems that you can do. They'll give you really great things operationally that you can do to change some of the things that are going to increase that bottom line and that margin. And then actually do something with what they're telling you, right? When they see visually or they can feel the impact of the changes that you all are making, that's going to make your high performers stay more, right? And something that you probably know, but if you don't know, you should know, everybody else in your plant or that works on those teams with those high performers are going to want to do what they do, right? So as they are more productive in their work, as they're more communicative, as they're happier, that's what they're talking about in the break room. That's what they're talking about on their group chats. If they kick it on the weekends, these are the types of conversations that you're having, and this becomes your early warning system. This is where you start to see red flags before people quit, right? You start to see those quitting signs, and you can do something about it, and that's what makes people stay, okay? So Module 3, the third webinar in this series is all about that, all about the retention system, stay interviews, how to do them, conflict resolution frameworks, recognition programs that don't cost you anything, right? And how to fix a toxic culture before it actually takes you down and kills you, right? And then you're starting completely over, or you're shutting your doors and you're looking for somebody to hire you now. You're in their shoes, right? That's where you don't want to be. So it's the deepest module because this is exactly where most manufacturers bleed out. This is where that revolving door comes. This is where you're losing that $1 million a year in talent tax and everything that goes along with that. So module 3, quick start, action guide, webinar is for you, right? Topping at number 4 really quickly. This is system 4. This is inclusive excellence, that IE, baby. All right. So before half of y'all check out because you think this is DEI virtual signaling, you think this is the bad words that everybody's scared to say, just shut up and listen for 90 seconds. Give me 90 seconds, all right? I don't care about checking boxes. I care about performance. Let's get this right. I don't care about checking boxes. I care about performance, okay? And you should as well. Here's the data, and it's everywhere you look, okay? As Claude, as Chat, as Google, as Gemini, as all these people, but diverse teams outperform homogenous teams on every single metric that counts towards your bottom line and your margin. Innovation, problem solving, profitability, retention. Go down the list. Diverse teams are smoking homogenous teams, and it's not even close. They're not even on the same playing field. But most manufacturing shops are still running the male, pale, stale, good old boys club, right? And that's the playbook that you're running, and it's costing you. It might feel good to you. It might be more comfortable for you, but it's killing your bottom line and your margins. You're losing out on women who have lower turnover rate and higher quality scores when you look at precision work. You're losing out on vets, the veterans who bring hella leadership, discipline, and systems thinking. Who has better systems thinking than veterans? Neurodiverse candidates, right? They excel at detail-oriented and pattern recognition. Anything that's pattern-oriented, they're going to kill it. They're going to blow it out the water. They've got the superpowers. And then you've got the immigrants, right? They're hungry, they're loyal, and they're often way more skilled than you think, right? They're coming from countries that have manufacturing and engineering culture in their DNA, right? And this isn't about, again, charity or being nice or checking boxes. This is just your competitive advantage that you're failing to enact and enable. And when you build truly inclusive systems, not just hiring diverse people for the heck of it, but actually integrating diverse people into your systems, into the heartbeat and the DNA of your company, you create that psychological safety. You spark innovation. You make the retention go up, and you create teams and cultures where people do not want to leave, and they want to go back and recruit other people for you. All they want to talk about is how much they love what they do, right? So it's poll time. And I want to know, give me some real talk. What is your diversity situation? So on the poll, we've got a couple real questions right here, real answers. Is it mostly white men over 40? And we know it's a problem. Is it we've made some progress, but we got some work to do? That's real. Is it proud of where we are and pretty diverse? I like that. And then, this is the realest one. Is it not sure? Like, is it something that y'all don't even think about, or you don't track, or it hasn't, been something that jumps out at you, right? Judgment zone. This is a safe space. Most manufacturing is honestly still stuck in 1965 on this front, I'd say. But the companies that are winning the talent war, they figured it out. They figured out how to attract, recruit, retain, and promote, most importantly, people who don't look like the last 50 years of manufacturing. So here's your quick win in this round. Here's your Monday morning action. I want you to go into your job post, your current job post that you got posted right now, and I want you to audit all of these postings, okay? The first thing I want you to do is I want you to chop out and kill any 5+ years of experience required, right? That's going to give you not the results that you're looking for. That's going to make people not look for, not apply for that position, okay, that do have good skills and could probably fulfill all of the capabilities that you're looking for, but they might be 3 years in or 2 years in. We're really, really good at what you're looking for, and you disqualified this person because you threw 5 years on there because it's a number that you like, because it looks good. and you've seen it on other job postings that actually require that 5 years. There's a good chance that your job that you're posting for does not require those 5 years. Another adverse side effect that people get is they'll get somebody with 5+ years in machining, but those 5 years that that person worked was just on the punch press, right? Or on one particular widget that they didn't have to put any thought into because it's the same program they've been running for the past 30 years at that shop. And this person was really just a button presser. And you'll get that, right? So we're going to get that off of there. We're going to remove any language or any words that say culture fit, okay? Because the way that looks for job seekers, the way that reads or sounds to job seekers is looks like us, right? So what you're going to keep getting is the same exact thing. Your culture is going to stay homogenous, and so are your teams, and that bag is just going to keep on bleeding, okay? Add things like we train the right person, okay? So there, you're not excluding anybody, and you're also letting them know that we have a culture of upskilling, and that's kind of what we expect from you. So we're going to provide that for you, and we're going to look for a person that's attracted to. And then list the actual skills needed, not the credentials, okay? You probably don't need an associate's degree. You probably don't need a bachelor's degree for a lot of these positions. Get that off of there, okay? This is going to open your floodgates. And again, these are all free suggestions. We're going to break more of this down in the actual webinar for that module. So keep your eyes open and sign up for that. A quick, easy way to get this is sign up for our newsletter, drewcrowmfg.com, or go right onto the page for the webinar series and get signed up. The actual webinars for each one of these modules, I'm only letting in 25 people at a time because my list gets really long, and I like to work with y'all individually as much as I can on those calls. And 25 is a sweet spot where the call doesn't go for 2 hours, right? It's really impactful. It's really hands-on. And we're building out these systems for you on that call live. So making sure you keep your eyes out for those and sign up for them. But system number 5 is funded learning, or in Minnesota, funded learning. Too early. Funded learning and development. Here's a secret the big manufacturers don't want y'all to know. The federal government, your state and local government as well, will pay you. Yes, they will pay you to train your workforce. And most of you aren't even taking the money. Y'all don't even know it's there. But the big manufacturers are scooping it up hand over fist. And 9 times out of 10, they're not even doing the actual training. They've got a service provider that's coming in and handling that for them, right? I'm talking about things like registered apprenticeship programs. That's up to $12,000 per apprenticeship, where you're at per apprentice, through Pell Grants, through WIOA, through SNAP, ENT. A lot of people don't even know these programs exist. Earlier, I talked about WOTC tax credits. These are $2,500 to $9,600 per qualified hire to your company. Things like state workforce grants, okay? State workforce development grants, they vary, but a lot of times they're 50 to 90% of whatever training costs you incur on training and upskilling your incumbent workers or new employees, right? So I transparently am part of a training program that is in Chicago, Baltimore, Rhode Island, and we're coming to Detroit and Philly this year. And we, do a lot of that training, right? So with those grants, a company like Jane Addams Resource Corporation, shout out to JARC, would handle that incumbent worker training for you, and then have the state pay 50 to 90% of that, right? And then American Job Centers, we talked about this earlier in the webinar, but this is free recruiting They'll take care of your screening, and they've got a gang of free training resources and people as well that you can tap into, and you're out here paying out of pocket for it. You incurring a cost to train and upskill your workers, and old Uncle Sam is standing there with a bag of your tax dollars trying to give it back to you, and he's got a fat checkbook for you, and you're not even tapping in. And why does this even matter? It matters because one of the biggest barriers to training is like, who's going to fund this, right? And on top of that, when we talk about talent tax, if you got to take some of your top performers off of their machines and their production processes to train these people, then that spindle's not running and making money. This person's not producing and making you money. And that's two people that are tied up in non-production activities, right? And they're just training, right? So you can offset that cost. You can offset that time with federal funding and workforce training partners like Jane Addams Resource Corporation. You can hire underqualified but trainable people. You can upskill your current workforce that you have working right now without weird budget or transportation battles. And then you can create clearer pathways that actually retain people when we're talking about these other things. And that's the beautiful thing about these 6 systems. They all are, interwoven, right? They all, are an ecosystem that benefits each other, and then have benefits that pour into the next one, right? And it all benefits the company and the workers, okay? So chat, we're going to get them fingers popping. Let's hit up the chat again. We got another question for you. Quick show of digital hands for me, or you can just write a yes or no in the chat if you don't want to throw up your digital hand. How many of y'all have actually applied for workforce training in the last 12 months? Yes or no in the chat. Give me some time to hit that up while I hit up my water and keep looking for my energy. Okay, yeah. Let's see what we got her. All right, that's what I thought. It looks like it's about like less than 10% of you. So shout out to the ones that are. And if you've been successful, double shout out to you. Maybe share some secrets with the community, with the MFG fam on what tips and tricks help you cross that finish line, or what you did to get that money. Everybody eats here. We are a community that shares. And, the rest of y'all are leaving a bag on the table, and I'm sorry for you. But help is on the way. Like I said, we've got this community. And Module 5 is going to walk you through all of that. So sign up for that Module 5 webinar to specifically talk about every available funding resource that you have, how to apply, how to structure your program so that you do qualify for this money, and then how to make training and retention a recruitment tool, like how to, again, use that to fulfill all of your other needs. So let me give you a little bit of that sauce. Your Monday morning action, or for my MFG fam who are real action takers in this thing, your tomorrow morning action plan is Google registered apprenticeship in your state. Okay? Call the number. Ask them about the new Pell Grant funding that just changed, and those apprenticeship pilot programs for the Pell Grant. Ask them about state-specific training grants and funding, and then industry partnerships that they've already got established. Ask them about those, right? So you can get tapped into some of these training programs like Jane Addams Resource Corporation. We work with the American Job Centers, so, we can help you out. That's exactly what we do. The first call, when I've been working with some clients, I've seen them net $50K on that first call, right? So this is no joke. I'm looking dead at you. That call could be $50,000 plus all of the return benefits that happen with a new training program set up for the recruiting and retention that you're trying to do. Let's hop into System 6. This is our last one. Thank you for rocking with me this far. Hopefully y'all been getting a lot out of this so far. Hit up ones in the chat if you was like, yo, man, you are blowing it out the park. This is mad impact. This is more than what I was going to get, what I thought I was going to get from my 45 minutes to an hour of time on my lunch break or whenever you're watching this. Hit up Tools if you like Drewski. This is some good stuff, but I want to know more. These are great, but those modules, those individual modules are for you. And if I'm missing, throw me a 3, man. I need real feedback. Let me get better at what I'm doing. But I better not see too many 3s in the chat. All right. No, for real. Just be honest in there. Hit it up. And in the meantime, we're going to tell you about System 6, the AI workforce magnetism. Okay. So this is where it really gets fun, right? I know a lot of y'all are getting chat bots and AI and LLM and, all these different things. It's just everywhere, right? And I know a lot of y'all just rolled your eyes when I said that. And you're like, AI is for tech companies. It's not for our industry. It's a bad thing. It's going to take over the world. I can't stand when people use ChatGPT, et cetera, et cetera. Drew, we make parts. What does AI have to do with this? And you're completely wrong, right? AI is not replacing your workforce anytime soon or any of our jobs. It's making all of those jobs enhanced, and it's giving you an advantage in your recruiting, retaining, and hiring talent, and it's helping you recruit specifically unfairly effectively, right? Here's what the smart manufacturers are doing right now, okay? They're using AI to do things like screen resume, right? And they can find these qualified employees in seconds. They can eliminate bias if you're prompting it right. We're going to give you the prompts to do that. And then things like chatbots for the initial engagement. Have chatbots handle a lot of that initial stuff, collect a lot of that response, answer them whenever. You're never going to ghost a candidate again. They'll have all of the questions answered before they come into that first interview. And it cuts down a lot of time on your HR department so they can do money-making things, right? And then you can use things like predictive analytics. That can tell you who's likely to quit before they do. That can tell you, how likely these candidates are to stay before they look for another position. Automated onboarding. This is personalized training for everybody. Don't give them a binder and sit them in the break room for the first 3 days and think that they're just going to do this on their own. And then employee sentiment analysis, right? You can monitor employees' engagement and get that early screening for red flags or green flags, or see how to recognize them, how they want to be recognized in real time and early. And the beautiful part about all of this, it's either all free or dirt cheap, right? I'm not talking about enterprise software that costs 6 figures. If you got it, go ahead and get it. But we're talking about tools that, again, you can implement tomorrow, at most this week, okay? So poll time for the players. How tech forward is your HR recruiting? I want you to hit up this poll right now. Are y'all still using applications on paper? Are you a dinosaur? Are you using basic ATS or job board posting? Is there some automation, but it's really, really basic or entry level? Are you using some of those pretty sophisticated, expensive systems? If you are, don't be ashamed. Or do you have full AI integration and you're just killing it and you're like, Drew, I'm ready to, get to the end of this webinar, skip this section, we straight. Hit up the polls, give you a second to do that. Stuff coming through. Thank you for the early action takers. And what I'm seeing here is most of y'all are in the ATS range, but that's cool. That's fine. But here's the reality, right? Your competitors are using AI better than you are, and they're finding better people quicker. They're qualifying way more people. And that's why they're able to screen quicker. That's why they're able to fill those positions right faster. And that's more importantly why they don't have as many open positions opening up because of the revolving door. Their open positions are opening up more so because they buy more machines. They're able to take on more work. They're able to take better paying positions or better paying jobs, work orders. So what you're doing is you're just posting on Indeed, throwing spaghetti on the wall, hoping it sticks, and crossing your fingers, right? And this is 2026. This isn't science fiction. Like, the technology's out there, and you can use it. It's accessible, and it's giving early adopters a massive advantage over you right now as we speak. So here's your quick win for AI. Monday morning action or tomorrow morning action for my action takers. Set up a basic AI recruitment assistant. Okay, super basic. You can use ChatGPT or you can use Claude, whatever you're comfortable with. And they can be used to throw all of your job descriptions in as you have them. Describe what type of candidate you want. Describe the things that you're trying to not have in there, and then have them rewrite all of those. Right? Definitely double check because they do make errors. But what you will see is results that are better for the people that you're looking for, and it's going to qualify your candidates way quicker. Use free ATS tools. Zoho Recruit is one you can sign up for. It has AI matching. And then you can set up Indeed's automated screening questions to help you get better qualified clients coming through. And again, even baby steps right now, early implementation of some of these things, even at basic levels, are going to put you ahead of 80% of manufacturers who aren't even thinking about this, right? So we're going to land this plane real quick. I don't like to land planes because I'm quite fly. And so are y'all. But we want to get you back to your lunch break, man. We want to get you back in the office or the shop, implementing these things right away. So you've just seen the 6 systems. You've got them all. And these are the systems that are going to separate talent magnets from talent graveyards and revolving doors. So number 1, you've seen hidden talent, fish where no one else is fishing. Number 2, you've seen the screenager Gen Z code get cracked. You're going to speak their language. You're going to unlock all of their potential. You're going to retain them and keep them and turn them into brand ambassadors. You're going to see number 3, the culture that keeps, the way that you build systems and not just hope. You've seen number 4, the 4th module, inclusive excellence, building diverse teams and using it as a competitive advantage. You've seen the 5th one, funded learning, whereas we're going to let the government give us a bag and pay us to upskill our workforce. And then we got number 6, you saw the AI magnetism, where you're going to get an unfair recruiting advantage, as if I didn't just give you 5 of them before that. This is going to lock it all in. And here's the truth, okay? Most of y'all were taking notes. Most of y'all, are going to get excited. You're going to log off of this webinar, and then you're going to do nothing. And that's just the truth, okay? Because you're overwhelmed, and this is overwhelming, especially when you've got a bunch of other deadlines ahead. You've got work that needs to get out of the door, and you've got open positions as we speak that you need to fill, and work that still has to get done, right? And you don't know where to start. You got a business to run, okay? I get it, and I understand it, and that's why I built this as a system and not a workshop, okay? Each module, as you saw, builds on the next until you've got the complete outlook and the complete system, okay? But you don't have to boil the ocean, okay? You just need to nail one thing at a time in the right order. Have one down. Get really, really good at one of these things and then move on to the next one. And here's what happens when you do, okay? In the first month, okay, let's just say you implement the hidden talent strategies, you get a new pipeline of qualified, quality candidates coming through, okay? You got that constant trickle, and you've got some partners, right? The second month, you crack that screenager code, and then now you've got an influx of young workers who actually want to stay and become brand ambassadors for you. So now that pipeline is really, really starting to fill, right? The third month, you fix your culture, okay? And now your turnover rate is going to drop anywhere from 30 to 70% is what we're seeing with our clients in the first 30 to 90 days, right? Once they innovate and they drop. I mean, once they get this system going, month 4, now you're building your inclusive system. So you got qualified, diverse candidates. You've got the screenager beating down your door. You've got turnover, dropping at an alarming rate, higher productivity from happier workers. And now you're going to build this inclusive system. And now your innovation and your engagement are going to go through the roof. Okay. And now, we almost got the complete walk in the park, and you activate your federal funding. So now people are getting upskilled. People are getting, better positions, and the government is paying for it. It's training costs that are going to drop all the way down to zero for most of you all and most of your programs. And then finally, you layer in the AI that can pick up a lot of this stuff for you, automate a lot of this stuff. So again, you got your time back. You're getting back into money-making activities. You're getting back into 15-minute engagements. You're building that culture, and you're building parts that make America go, right? So by month 6, you're not just competing for talent. You're the one that's the magnet. You're the one that has the line around the building. You're the one that's turning people down and sending them to your friend shops, right? And that's the reality of what you're going to get. People are begging and asking how to work for you. Your employees are referring their friends and people that they see all the time, right? You got a wait list. And then there's your competitors that were not on this webinar, and they're still complaining and saying that thing that you were saying at the beginning of this. Oh, nobody wants to work. The kids are lazy. Nobody wants a job. Right? So here we are, man. We done made it to the end. Thanks for rocking with me. Some of y'all in the comments are saying we want to keep it rocking. I wish I could. I got some cohorts to run and some other stuff to do. I got a new desk, man. I got a new home office. So the rest of these webinars are going to look different. I got to throw that thing together. And I got to keep running this American manufacturing renaissance, baby. So here we are. You can keep doing what you're doing right now. You can keep on bleeding out if you'd like. Bleed talent, bleed money, bleed time, bleed resources, and just crossing your fingers and hoping that your new hire is great and they stay forever and they knock on the door out of nowhere and beg you for that open position that you got right now. Or you can decide right now today that you're done playing victim, that you're done just hoping and wishing, and you're done being a slave to the labor market. I've given you 6 quick wins. I've given you actionable items right now that you can use today as a remedy. That's your magic pill. That's your silver bullet to the stop. If you implement even 2 of these things on Monday morning, and for my MFG fam action takers tomorrow, you will see the results in 30 days. I promise you. But if you want the full system, if you want the exact playbooks, if you want the things that go into depth, if you want the scripts, if you want the actual templates and outreach and the support to transform your full organization into a legit talent magnet, here's what I got for you, okay? Number 1, I've got the complete quick start toolkit, all right? That's going to give you all 6 quick win templates built out, ready to go, ready to use tomorrow morning or Monday. It's going to give you the job posting makeup guide. So that's going to tell you what exact prompts you should put into ChatGPT and whatever you use to make over your current job listings, why you need to take certain things out. It's going to show you what red flags you currently have in your listings, and it's going to give you step-by-step guides and templates on how to make those better, right? And get higher quality, qualified candidates for the positions that you have out. We've got your state interview question bank. So I gave you 3, but we've got like 15 to 20 in there that are going to give you direct actionable results. We're going to show you what follow-up actions to take after you get some of these things. We've got a list of responses from 4 years of collecting these things from employees and employers alike. And then we've got the hidden talent sourcing guide. I've got 50 plus partnerships for you that you can look into right now today that are in your backyard And I've got outreach templates for you to start building these relationships with training centers, with workforce providers, with people that are working with these populations right now, looking for you to get them opportunities in the working field. I got you the Screen Agent Gen Z cheat sheet and language code decoder, basically showing you how to make them want to work for you and stay working for you and be productive while they're there. And then finally, it's got the federal funding application checklist. What is the open opportunity, where the money is, how to apply, how to get yourself ready to apply, how to be applicable. This is only $97 and is yours immediately. This is something that you can literally download within the next 90 seconds, as long as it takes you to open up a tab, click and download. And for everybody on this call, I'm also going to throw in a 30-minute implementation call with myself for the first 30 people. Y'all can't take up all my time. We got like 100 people on this call right now. And it's going to be with me, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to walk you through the templates, as many as I can in 30 minutes, and show you how to implement each one of these for you. We're going to customize it for your shop and your current situation. So only 97 bucks. Grab that right now. Or number two, you can sign up for the webinar. Okay. So again, each one of these modules have their own webinar where we break this down. Only 25 people can come, and I'm going to work with you hand in hand for 90 minutes. It's an intensive, and we're going to break each one of these down for you. And that's going to be, like I said, a 90-minute intensive. We're going to identify the exact hidden talent pools that are in your backyard that you should be tapping into right now. We're going to build your sourcing strategy live. We're going to do that on the call and show you exactly what your strategy should be to source from these populations and how to do it. We're going to create your messaging, get all of your languaging right, and your outbound campaigns. We're going to tell you how to do your outreach, give you templates, fill in the blanks for you. And then we're going to set up your partnerships with military, justice impacted, and career changes, right? We're going to help you set those programs up and become partners with programs that are working with those people on that call. Normally, this is $297, but we're going to do it for $100 off if you register within the next 24 hours after this webinar. And again, this workshop sells out every time that I do it. And I haven't even been promoting it. This is the first time that I'm promoting a webinar within a free webinar. Typically, that just happens in our cohort styles, and we always have to turn people away. The time that I didn't, we ended up doing 2 hours, and I can't do that. I got a lot of stuff going on for the New American Manufacturing Renaissance Tour, keynotes, working with schools. So 25 people, 90 minutes. We're going to do it live, break all those things down for you. You can get that $197, and the return on investment is going to be tens to hundreds of thousands on your recruiting and retention and your bottom line. Make sure you get signed up for that if you want to be one of those 25. And then third, if you're ready to go all in, if you said, Drew, I've heard enough, I've seen you on the road, I've seen the results, I follow your social media, I've seen the testimonials, I see people getting these wins, and you want to say, hey, I want to, really transform my entire talent strategy. We're ready to go. I've got the complete Manufacturing Renaissance Workforce Development Series. A lot of y'all have had an iteration of this. This is all 6 modules, all of our workshops, all of the toolkits, private community access, monthly Q&A calls with me monthly, and it's the complete access that you're going to get to me. It's like having me in your back pocket, having my team, having my tactics, my systems, all of my templates that have worked for me and worked for clients for the past 4 years, all of that to you. And more importantly, the community. The community is the biggest thing. The network that we built of past cohorts range from, like I said, city leaders to grant writers to workforce training partners to technical colleges, like you name it. They are in there ready to help. This is a community, like I said, that shares and builds. We're a family here. We're the MFG fam. If you're in it, you can testify to that. But I'm not pitching you the full details today. This webinar was about giving you value and impact for free that you can do right now. I'm not trying to sell you, but if you want to talk about bringing this to your organization, or you want more details to what all of that entails and what I do with my clients, grab a discovery call with me. You can get that on my Calendly link, or go to drewcrawlmfg.com and click work with Drew or contact, and that'll get you there. Or you can email directly mgmt at the-mfg.com and get on my calendar for. And honestly, like, let's be the buck. Let's be a buck. I don't care if you don't buy anything from me at all. Like, if you don't ever spend a red penny with me, your time is just as valuable for me. And I'm glad that you made it this far and that you got all of the things that I gave you. Hopefully you use them when you get off of this call. I just really seriously care that you do something. I care about our industry. I care about our communities. I care about your shop. I really, really give a F about American manufacturing as a whole. And I just need y'all to do something, okay? Every day you wait, we're losing people, not just you. As an industry, we are losing people every second that you wait and you're not taking action. Every time we just type about the skills gap, every time you just like one of my statuses, we're still losing people. You're losing money. Our industry is bleeding money and talent. You're losing ground to competitors on outside shores, or even in your own backyard, who figured this stuff out months ago, okay? The labor market did not break us. It didn't break you. Your systems did. Our outdated, antiquated systems that we use in this industry is what broke us. But guess what? Systems can be fixed. We can repair all of this. And here's my challenge to all of you all today. Whether you're grabbing, one of these products, whether you're signing up for a masterclass, whether you're signing up for the next webinar, or you're just downloading some of my free ebooks right now, or again, you're not doing anything, pick one win from today, okay? Implement it Monday, and then email me the results in 30 days, okay? mgmt at the-mfg.com. I want to see it, okay? This is my challenge to you, and I want y'all to challenge me. I read every single email, and I'll tell you if you're on the right track, if you're using the tools the correct way, if you're implementing it the right way, or if you need to course correct, okay? You got the roadmap. I gave you the sauce. I gave you the tools. Now take it, do something, and be the company that people are fighting to work for. All right, before you go, I got a final poll. And I want to know, to my action takers, to my MFG fam, everybody that's made it this far with me, what is your next move? Okay? Are you grabbing the quick start guide? Are you registering for Module 1 webinar series right now? Are you getting ready for that digital workshop? Only 25 people. Are you booking a discovery call for the full suite of all 6 series webinars and tools? Are you implementing your first free quick win that you got on this call? Are you a real action taker? Are you going to wait till Monday? Or are you still thinking about it? Do you need to see more from me? Email that email. Let me know what you need from me that I'm not giving y'all right now. Because again, I just need this skills gap closed. I need our industry to be here. It changed my life, and it can change plenty more people's as well. So I love to see these results coming in. Love to see so many of y'all taking action. For those of y'all that are grabbing the toolkit, shout out to y'all. You'll get instant access. Plus, you're going to get that 30-minute implementation call with myself. So we'll be filling that calendar up. For those hitting the Module 1 workshop, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Keep your eye open for your registration code for that and all of the material. You're going to get a workbook that's going to come along with that. And there's going to be some pre-homework that I need y'all to do because, again, this isn't fluff. This is some weird pre-recorded thing. We're going to do this live. We're going to give you actual results. We're going to build those systems for you on this 90-minute call. So you got to do the pre-work. You got to download that workbook so we can walk through it together on the call and get it done for you. Okay. This isn't some lecture style BS. This is some real deal strategy building with you live. You're going to leave with things that are tangible. And I have seen my clients in the beginning of the workshop implement some of those things, and by the end of the workshop have live qualified candidates come through. The same thing can happen for you, and that's why we're doing this. And then for those that are still thinking about it, that's cool, right? You've got 6 wins that you've got right now that you can implement as soon as you get off of this call. Please use them. They're yours to keep. Share them with other companies or manufacturing associations that can use them. And then let's hit up any questions in the chat, or you can hit me directly if you don't want to share with everybody. But let's get a couple questions. If you scared, that's okay. Actually, man, I want y'all to get off of here. It's been an hour and a half almost. I didn't want it to go this long. I want y'all to get off of here. I want you to implement some of these things. Send questions to my email, to my inbox. I'll get to all of them. And MFG fam, y'all have been more than awesome. Y'all have been excellent. And remember, man, the companies that are winning the talent for war are not smarter than you. They're not better than you. They might have different resources, but the ones that count, you have yourself. They're not bigger than you. They're not luckier than you. They just have the systems, okay? That's what it comes down to. And now you've got the systems too. You've got systems that are built better than theirs, that are built off of what we're winning for them and tweaked just for you. And so this is your time, man. Go build something great. Stop bleeding talent. I'm your boy, the MFG. Welcome to the Renaissance. Let's go.